Hey there, folks. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a confidence interval around population proportions. Okay, this is a little different than our previous confidence intervals because we're going to be using the standard normal distribution or a z-score as opposed to using the student t distribution. Okay, so this is the problem that we're going to be taking a look at. League of Legends, some of the strikes are critical strikes. Okay, things. Assume the character has 242 critical strikes out of 595 critical strikes. So I'm just going to do the first one here. They want me to create, I'm going to do the first two actually. They want me to calculate a 95% and then a 98% confidence interval for critical strikes. So what do I need out of here? Remember that the formula for confidence interval around population proportions is p hat plus or minus z alpha over 2 times the square root of p hat times 1 minus p hat divided by n. Notice there is no instance of the standard deviation here because I don't have it. Instead, I use this as my standard error. Okay, it's a very important distinction. The only thing that I need to calculate this entire confidence interval is my alpha, whatever they're going to give me for the alpha, my x, and my n. And then I'm off to the races. Okay, so let's take a look back at our problem again. And the character is 242 critical strikes. So my x, what I've seen is 242. My n here is 595 out of all of them. My alpha to start off with is 0.95. Now we have everything that we need to go back to our calculator, Microsoft Excel in this example, and create a template to generalize these proportion problems in perpetuity. Okay, so I need x, I need n, and I'm going to calculate a p hat using that x and n. I need my confidence interval, whatever they're going to give me, and I need my alpha over 2, and I'm going to create that in one operation. 1 minus my confidence interval divided by 2, and that allows me to calculate my z alpha over 2. So x here is 242, n is 595, and my p hat is equal to 242 divided by 595. I always like to highlight the stuff that I need to input myself in my template right there. My confidence interval here is 0.95. That's going to come in handy. I'm going to be able to change it and take a look at my other confidence interval here in a second. And then this is equal to 1 minus my confidence interval divided by 2. Now I'm going to go over to the formulas view so you can follow along with my formulas, and we'll look at what actually happens later on. So this is my norm dot inverse of the probability, which is this number right here. I know it doesn't look like a number, it's a formula, but trust me, it's a number. 0, 1. Now be very careful, this is going to be a negative number. Let me show you. It's a negative number. I don't like having negative numbers. I'm going to coerce this into a positive number. I'm not going to give you a choice on this. Now this is a little more complicated. I actually do the standard error as its own little spot in my template. Oops. Negative. Okay. So the standard error is equal to SQRT of p hat times 1 minus p hat divided by our value for n. This is going to be a small number. Look at how small this is. Woo! It's really small, folks. That's okay. It should be very small. So I'm going to bring this back up. Now I have everything I need at my disposal to do a lower and upper confidence interval. Okay, so my lower confidence interval is going to be p hat minus z alpha over 2 times the standard error. Look at how nicely, since I put that up here, I don't have to worry about more formulas down here. This one is going to be p hat plus z alpha over 2 times the standard error. Okay. Now I have everything all set in there, and if I take a look, bam, here's my p hat, 36% and 44%. That's a pretty wide margin But this is your 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of critical strikes in League of Legends. Now, the second part here says 98% confidence interval. Look at how nicely this unfolds if I make this into a template. 0.98, blam! I have a new confidence interval. You can answer questions like, are they increasing in size? Are they decreasing? Stuff like that. Very easily like that if you create a template. Create a template, it'll help you out.